Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Dimitris Kopeliti. Thank you very much for getting back to my channel. Today we're talking about bass only with the new Mercuriall Audio update, the amp box update that's called AmpBass BST 7 Pro, and that's an emulation of the Ampeg SVT7 Pro. And it contains also some new features like the new Darkglass Alpha Omicron emulation pedal, distortion pedal. So let's go and check it out. So you can see here the interface is more or less the same as usual. Here in the preamp section you have the BST in the bottom, which is the new update. Of course I made some patches which are going to be available in the release. Basically the plugin has been released on October 30th. Let's go and see the features. So the first patch I worked on is the clean one, and it's basically this clean dry here, this Kopeliti clean dry, where you have basically a very dry sound. By the way, I made two types of patches. One is based on an active pickup bass, and the other one a passive. So this one, of course, is the active one. It's a 5-string. So you can see here, this is the preamp, and basically I have nothing in front, and then there is a power amp section, and then there is a cab section where basically I selected the cabinet Ampeg 410A from the list below. So you have a bass special section down here where you have several basses, impulse response, very different sounding between them, which make all the difference in the world on the tone. So the interface of the amp is basically like the real deal. You know, you can see here the compression, gain, and then you can select ultra high or ultra low, which I don't need that in this case because I use a 5-string, so there would be too much overwhelming bass. And then bass, mid-range, and frequency selection, and then treble and master. Very simple, and then on and off if you need it. The next patch I'm gonna show you is the same patch but with more effect for arpeggios and stuff like that. It's called the Mighty Arpeggiator, and the difference is that you have basically the same sound but with more ambient, and this ambient comes from modulation, which is a regular chorus used before in different patches that I did for Mercuriall Audio. So you have chorus, and then basically you have delay, very short delay, and then you have a little bit of reverb, so which are more or less the same ingredients that I usually use on the guitar. Clean, kind of ambientish patch. The next patch I'm gonna show you is Destroyer, which of course is completely distorted, very good for heavy stuff. Here we have a gate, because of course without the gate there would be a lot more noise in the background, as you can hear, which is normal when you have distortion. It's actually good because that's the sound of the amp. But the noise is not that much either, so but it helps to keep it quieter. And then we have the distortion, which is a brand new emulation. This is the emulation of the Darkglass Alpha Omicron. Here you have a blend so that you can mix up the original signal with the distorted one, level, drive, and then a Q, bass, middle, treble, and modulation as well. Then probably I changed the cab, I looked for another cab, yes I did, which is the Ampeg 810EB. You can find it here in the usual bass special section of the impulse response. And this is it for the kind of active mode. Then I can make another demonstration with the jazz bass. So, first of all, the first thing we can do is to tune the instrument. And we have the tuner in the interface. By the way, I apologize, I don't have an Inspired Guitars bass because all the ones that we had in the warehouse were sold out. And we are waiting for the new items which are gonna be coming soon, right before now. Alright, the bass is in tune. Let's go back to our patch, and we're gonna select the patch which is called Discopility Jazz, which has as a feature gate and compression. Very clean. So you have a compressor in front and a gate, and then the preamp is basically the same, power amp is the same, and then the cab, I'm using an Ampeg 410A as the first patch, which gives a very clear tone. Then we move on. The next one is gonna be Jazz Wet, which is basically the same patch but with effects. Those effects are the micro pitch, which is some kind of modulation effect, like a chorus. So basically is here in the modulation section. You can choose between the stereo chorus and the micro pitch shift. And there is a little bit of delay, very short. And then there is a reverb which gives the ambient around. Let's move to the next one, which is gonna be the Stoner Rock patch. It's called Stoner. This has a gate in front, dynamics as the previous one, having a bass which is passive. Maybe you wanna, if you play rock music, maybe you wanna have a more constant dynamic. And then we have a distortion, which is the Darkglass Alpha Omicron. Then we have same preamp, same power amp, and the cab is Ampeg 610B. Here we have just a little bit of reverb to have kind of the sound of the room a little bit wider, since it's a more stoner patch. You can hear a little bit of reverb, but it's very short. So, there you have it. This is the new Mercuriall Audio BST 7 Pro, emulation of the Ampeg SVT 7 Pro. So I made those patches so that you can have some kind of standard sounds that you can use to, you know, record your own demos, or even use it that for your album. You can tweak it a little bit and make it yours. So thank you very much for following me. I see you around. Please subscribe and ring the bell. Thank you so much.